Welcome back to Top 5 Auto Repairs. How you know you need an alternator?
The first common sign that you know your alternator is failing is going to be the battery light icon or symbol showing up on your dashboard. When this battery light turns on, that means that the alternator is not producing enough power. When it's not producing enough power, you're gonna notice your engine performance start to suffer, and you're gonna notice that the vehicle feels like it wants to stall, especially when it's in motion. The next common sign that you know that your alternator is failing or is going to be on its way out is going to be a whining noise coming from the engine area. Especially when you hear that whining noise around the alternator area, you know that the alternator is failing. Usually this is caused by the bearing inside the alternator going bad, and therefore eventually your alternator will start to give out and eventually fail. The next common problem is going to be no start. If the alternator is failing, that means it cannot charge the battery. When the battery is not properly charged, it cannot provide enough power for the starter to turn the engine over, therefore causing a no start. So what do you want to do at this point to make sure that you got a battery that doesn't have sufficient charge is just turn on your headlights. If you see that your headlights completely dim or is not turning on at all, then you know that the alternator is causing the battery to not charge. The next common problem is going to be some sort of smell coming from the alternator. If you smell some sort of burning smell or some sort of electrical smell, there's a good chance that alternator is failing and it might even start to seize as well. Before saying that the alternator is bad, you want to make sure that the serpentine belt is in good condition and is actually still on the vehicle. If the serpentine belt slipped off, obviously it's not going to turn the pulley on the alternator, therefore it's going to cause that battery light to turn on the dashboard. Again, you want to make sure that the belt is in good condition. You want to make sure there's proper tension. You want to make sure that the belt tensioner is working properly. And lastly, you want to make sure that when you buy a new alternator or a rebuilt alternator, you want to make sure that you turn the pulley and make sure it is not noisy. If it makes some sort of noise, that means the new alternator or the rebuilt alternator is not good and you should not accept it at all when you're buying it from the store. So here's an example of a brand new alternator, but it is a very bad rebuild and is making a lot of squeaky noise. So I'm going to go ahead and return this alternator back to the store. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to Top 5 Auto Repairs.